Okay, good evening. To remind you, I'm Sam, though without my curly hair. And in 2018, during a busy year in medical school, I made two decisions. One is join KDC, as you know, and the other is I start my part-time job as a student private tutor. Many people think that I shouldn't spend my time on being a private tutor to earn money. They think that I should 100% focus on my medical study. Well, actually, my parents support my decision very much because they don't have to pay for my expensive tuition and something like KDC membership dues every year. So, Toastmaster and fellow Toastmaster, how do you think about it? If you were my parent, would you support my decisions? So first of all, to prove that it is not a so bad decisions, I can show you my class ranking in 150 students that improved from 29 to 17. It's not top 3 and it's even not top 10, but it's the improvement even after the start of my tutoring job. And of course, after I joined KDC. Yes, that is quite important. So, why I have to have this job? I think that private tutoring job is not just for earning money. Then for what? How do you think a doctor needs? My professor teach me that a good doctor requires an understanding on people, but not just science. We medical students are so obsessed with our ranking, our improvement, our exams. We always focus on when can we publish our first paper on SCI so we can apply for a better workplace in the future. That is not wrong thing, but I'm just afraid that I will forget something important to a doctor. That is the true understanding on their patients, what a patient needs. Have you ever walked into a clinic after you present your symptoms, maybe coughing, and your doctor say, well, that's just a COPD, don't worry about it. You say, what is COPD? And he said, I don't have time to explain all this, but I made diagnosis and I prescribed you the medicine, that's all. So you can see on his face, he said, get out of my room. So it's really uncomfortable to a patient, but it really happened in Taiwan. However, that is another kind of doctor. She will patiently explain as much as she can to make sure that you really understand what she talked about in an easy language. So that is the goal I want to learn. And that is what I cannot learn from the textbook or from medical school, but I believe that I can learn it from a private tutoring job. There is one of my students, his name is Ray. I taught him the chemistry for the college transfer exams. He's a kid that is so confused with his exams and always asks me so many kind of questions. I always try my best to explain as much as I can to make him know in many different ways repeatedly. So for me, it's kind of learning about how to effectively and patiently communicate with someone. But the real problem is he had bad habits. He never reviewed. So I always pissed off. I always angry when he forgets everything he should have kept in mind. Just, I know how he can get good grades. I know how he can pass the exams, but he didn't. I thought that he can follow my pattern, but he can't. So no matter how much knowledge I have, I cannot help him, so it's all useless. It's just like a doctor having so much medical knowledge, but he or she cannot help their patients. It's all useless. So I started knowing more about Ray. I found that he has a complex family. He was facing the dilemma of his life. He don't know how to get everything right. So after knowing all of this, I spent a lot of time understanding this person and give him some direction and mental support. Although sometimes I still piss off, but that is because I really care about his future. And I know that is my responsibility to really help me. Ray is only one of my 10 students over these 2 years, and each of them have their story. Each of them need my patience, empathy, and understanding. In the future, if one day I become a doctor, then my patients will also ask me so many questions. They're also confused about themselves, just like Ray. They might also have bad habits, taking medicines, but they also have their own stories. They also need my empathy, patience, and understanding. And that is not what medical school can teach me. So back to our topic, why being a private tutor? For young generation, maybe your children and I, we all have learned so much knowledge and information from those who have known more than us, just like our teacher, our professors, or other professionals. But we barely have the chance to learn how to interact and how to pay something, give something to those who know less than us, how we can teach others, how we can contribute ourselves to others. And I saw the opportunity to acquire this ability in the private tutoring job. Because I believe that through the process of interacting with students, interacting with their parents, we can acquire the true understanding on the people, but not just the knowledge or science. Toastmaster.